Testing, testing, testing. 1 2 1 2 1 2. Testing 1 2 1 2. Hope everybody's having a fantastic eve. Oh, it didn't went live yet. Is it live? Oh, we are live. Sorry, y'all. We are still learning this thing. We are literally still learning this thing. So, anyways, y'all, what is going on, beautiful people? I am Lee Hammock, and welcome to Waving the Red Flag with your favorite self-aware narcissist, Lee Hammock. What's going on, beautiful people? I am Lee Hammock. First thing we're going to do is introduce my co-host / producer, Miss Jessica Montez.
Hello, everybody. Tonight's topic is hoovering.
Hoovering, vacuum. People ask me what hoovering is. A lot of people mistake hoovering for hovering. I mean, hovering. Can narcissists hover over a relationship? Yes, but hoovering, I think, is a term coined by the great Sam Vaknin, where narcissistic people, toxic people, suck you back into a relationship like a Hoover vacuum cleaner. Like literally like a Hoover vacuum cleaner. They suck you back in, and I ain't gonna say spit you back out, but hoovering. Sorry, I've been on the road today. Hoovering is any unwanted contact from a narcissistic person or a toxic person. Anybody. Hoovering is any unwanted contact after the relationship ends. Like any. Hey, he sent me an email. Is that a Hoover? Yes, any. Hey man, she popped up in my job. Is that a Hoover? Yes, any unwanted contact is a Hoover sucking you back into a relationship. Like a relationship restarter, rekindling, trying to rekindle the relationship, y'all. So, do all narcissists Hoover? No. Some narcissistic people, toxic people will absolutely leave you alone. I'm one of them. I'm not begging you to come back. You leave me, you done. We done. You know, and that'll make you think though. That's called the reverse Hoover. That's when the narcissistic person leaves you alone and then you reach out to them. You reverse Hoover. It's like you jumping in the vacuum cleaner. Like you are the dirt and you jumping into the vacuum hose. You know, just like you sucking yourself back in there. You crawl. Look, the vacuum cleaner is off, and you army crawling back in there like you in the latrine. Like you army crawling back into the relationship. Don't do that. Sorry. Don't crawl back into the relationship, y'all. That does happen though. People they miss you. I mean, it's understandable. You miss them. You slip up, you reach out, you send a text message, you might go back in there and peek at their Instagram and you like it or something like that. So don't reverse Hoover yourself back into relationships, y'all, because people do that all the time. And if y'all know the cycle of narcissistic abuse, it goes love bombing, devaluation, devaluation, discard, Hoover, maybe a Hoover. Not all narcissists try to get you back out. Some of them will absolutely leave you alone. Again, I'm one of the people who will leave you alone. Not all of them are going to make you back out. So we have a great show planned for y'all tonight. Concerning hoovering, and the first thing we're going to hop into is story time. We have some people who sent in some great stories to be read out and broken down. Then we have a guest coming up for y'all as well. So we're going to hop right into story time. Time for story time with Lee. Now sit back, get comfortable, and listen while I help make sense of your story. So it is story time, y'all. Thank y'all all for being here. Thank you for being here. So story time. Shout out to story number 1. Hoovering, sucking you back into a relationship, y'all. So I have many stories of my ex-narc trying to pull me back in. Okay. Hoovering. We had a situationship for a little over 2 years. Situationships, y'all. Ooh. There's a new age term. If y'all are new here, situationships mean y'all just, it's kind of like, I feel like it's friends with benefits with a step up the ladder. It's kind of between a relationship and friends with benefits. Y'all do relationship stuff, but y'all not together. Y'all clapping cheeks, doing all this other stuff, but you're not together. You know, that's how it goes. With us only officially dating for a small portion of it. So a little splash of relationship in there. Toward the 1 year mark, we were not good, but he would still try to give me hope. When he would mess up repeatedly, there would be reactive abuse on my end, which would lead me to talking shit to him, putting him down. So if y'all don't know what reactive abuse is when you react to something that they're doing. They're like poking you, prodding you, and then you explode. Like you look like the abuser. You're reacting to their abuse, and then you look like the abusive person. You do. You act out a character, you know. You do things like that. So that happens. It happens a lot of times, y'all. And a lot sometimes they record your reactive abuse and they put it online and it goes viral and then you look toxic. He always tried to make me feel like he was broke. He didn't have any money in order to do romantic things or that something would be going on in his life. Okay. No money. But then I found out he was sending a coworker flowers every 2 weeks for almost a year, buying her food as well as cards, a key to his apartment for her to go to on her lunch break. Whoa, goodness gracious. So see, I'm gonna circle back to that, y'all, because it's not part of Hoovery. I'm gonna circle back to that right there. Y'all remember that he was upset with me. He was upset at me for finding out, but I always felt like he was doing those things for her in order to get back at me for talking down to him, or to try to convince himself he's a good person. We would argue about it, and he would say things like, "Are you jealous? You were talking down to me, but I know who I am." So you see in that space right there, he's trying to make her jealous. So he just said, "Are you jealous?" So he's absolutely trying to make her jealous in that space right there. That's intentional. Some narcissistic people will intentionally try to make you jealous to suck you back in, and then you again army crawl back into the relationship. Appreciate the heart, John. You didn't think he said you didn't think I could do it and court someone else. Like, who says court? They didn't mention the ages. You didn't think I could do it and court someone else, but I did it. I know who I am. I know me. I get girls. It's him beating on the chest right there, y'all. Not realizing that the situation showed exactly who he was, which wasn't a good person. I felt he did those things to try to actually make me feel jealous. Yes, to show that he indeed could do nice things for someone else, but not me, as my punishment. Also, whenever I would walk away, he would always try and say things that he was going to do. This last time he told me he got me a ring, had some money he owed me, and came down to see me. We lived in different states. So you go from situationship to a ring. He got me a ring. So is that a Hoover? A ring? Yeah, that's like a trap. It's not like, how like they set the mouse traps up with the box and like the little stick. That's what he put some money in a ring under a box with a stick on it. This is not a very complicated trap right here. You see it, but you're like, damn, I want that ring. I want that money too. You try to grab it and you end up trapping yourself under that stick in that under that stick, under that box. Another time he had messed up before my birthday and said that he had gotten me a painting and had reservations. I felt he was trying to both hoover me, but condition me to not get mad or call him out on his BS. Because if I would have kept it quiet, I would have gotten these gifts. Oh, Lord of mercy. So he's not even giving these gifts, y'all. He's literally, this is bait. This is like literally like, this really is bait. Like, she's chasing the bait right here. Like, is this a Hoover? Yeah, but like you're chasing the bait right here in this space right here. If he's saying I got you all this stuff and there's no visible evidence, he just yap. This is literally just yapping. This is yapping.
Is this like future faking the
Yeah,
bait?
yeah. It's future faking bait. Yes, it's just like, look, if you act right, you might get that ring. I said I got you a ring. I didn't say I was gonna give it to you. I said I had the money. I didn't say I was gonna give it to you. You got to act right. You got to act right first. Just in that space right there. So that does happen. He done this about 4 times. I never physically see any of the gifts he claimed to have got me. I told you, I called that, didn't I? See, I said he was faking it out right there. So it just in that space right there, y'all. That was the end of the story that she sent in. But y'all, they will hoover you in with the stuff. They will try to suck you back into a relationship with the stuff they could have gave you while you were together. He could have done this stuff while y'all were actually together in a relationship, but they wait till you get out of it to promise you stuff. So future faking could be a Hoover. Like, if you come back to me, who knows what we could be? If you give me another chance, who knows what could happen? Like, who knows how far this relationship could go? It's like Aladdin singing a whole new world. You see what I'm saying? It's like, if you come back to me, I'll show you a whole new world. A fantastic. They sell you a dream. So they can use future faking, like Jessica just said, to try to suck you back into this space. But if they haven't showed you any physical evidence, if they haven't showed you any kind of physical evidence that they actually have this stuff, they're playing with you. He was playing with her. Like he absolutely was. And in the beginning, when I told you I was going to circle back to this point. Well, he would do romantic things for someone else, but never for me. Y'all, you teach people how to treat you in this space right here. If he doesn't have to take, or she, whoever, if they don't have to do something to get the cheeks, they're not gonna do it. Why would they? It's not a requirement. If you don't make this a requirement, like, look, we're not talking if we can't do it, we can't have any fun. So we ain't have fun and sleep together. No, you're not. If that's what you're allowing, that's what will continue. You know, the next person might require a date or something like that. If you're not, if there's not a requirement of yours, they're not going to do it. They're not going to go above and beyond if it's not a requirement. Especially in the situationship. So it's just like in this space right here. If you accept this place of just being a type of like a level, a step up from friends with benefits, that's what they're going to give to you. And this is being realistic right there, y'all. So it's just like you got to set the standards for what you will allow in this space, or they're going to just use the stuff that they didn't give you to try to suck you back into a relationship. Hey, I know you said, I know we never went on dates, but if you come back, I'll take you on a date. I'll take you on. We gonna do this. We're gonna do that. So yeah, they try to suck you back into a relationship with the stuff that you want, and they know you want it, and that's manipulation, y'all. If they know what you want, and they only try to give it to you when you leave, that's a Hoover, and that's absolutely manipulation. So you have to stay strong in that space right there, y'all. So shout out to her for sending that story in. I know it's a tough one, but raise your standards. Raise your standards on what you will allow into your life, and you will eliminate a lot of people. You eliminate a lot of people below the below the relationship poverty line, pretty much. Like what you won't allow in your space. So that's the end of that story right there, y'all. But shout out to her for sending that in. Just like situationships are rough, y'all. They can be rough. So don't let people play in your time. They will absolutely waste a lot of your time if you allow them to. So shout out to her for sending that in.
I have a question too about that actually. So, when they're saying they want to be friends with benefits, what exactly are the benefits? Maybe ask yourself that. What are the benefits?
Typically, the benefits are only just some cheeks, some sex.
Right. So is that all
That's the only benefit. That'd be the benefit. Like show me a friends with benefits that's not centered around sex or money.
Is there health care? Do you get health care?
If they give you health care, then you you know what I mean. If you get health care from a friends with benefits, kudos to you. Kudos to you. But it's the space to go into, y'all. So like I said, that's the only benefit I've ever heard of in the friends with benefits. Is that y'all
clapping cheeks.
That's the only benefit. There's something. Oh, sorry. So yeah, the FWBs, y'all. So next thing we got coming up for y'all, we got guest time. Is guest time for the guest?
Yes, we do. Well, we have the story first, so we've got her story as the next story time.
Okay, y'all. So the next thing we're gonna do, we have a special guest coming up tonight. I'm gonna read her story. I'm gonna get my little tidbits, but then we're gonna bring her on. We're gonna talk about it, y'all. So shout out to her for sending this story in. It's called Abuse and Apologizing. And shout out to everybody on Instagram and TikTok for following, for checking in, y'all. If y'all want to hop over to the YouTube channel, it's at Mental Healness over on YouTube. We putting this stuff on the screen and stuff like that, y'all. So if y'all want to hop over to YouTube, it's the same name over there. If y'all want to send in a story, it's waving the red flag show at gmail.com. It's like I said, waving the red flag show at gmail.com. It'll be on the screen over here on YouTube. If y'all want to hop from TikTok or Instagram to YouTube. So story time, y'all. My relationship started out amazingly well. Well, I thought it was amazing. Apparently that was the love bombing stage. 3 months in, he said he loved me. 6 months, 3 months. So 3 months in, love. That's quick. It's quickish. It's got some speed to it. He's got a little burst. Yeah. 3 months. It's still kind of quick. 6 months of mental emotional abuse started. 10 months of physical abuse started. 10 months physical abuse started. Oh, Jesus. So it escalated. It went from love in 3 months, 6 months of mental emotional abuse, and then 10 months the putting hands on started. So in April of this year, we were at a sports bar, restaurant, and got into an argument. We decided to leave and go home. On the drive home, he had the music up extremely loud. So that's how a lot of narcissistic people will do, y'all. They'll just annoy you with music or just try to silence you, just to annoy you, get on your nerves and things like that by playing extremely loud music and doing things like that. It's just like they'll be singing. Sometimes they'll be scream singing, you know, to music and just sometimes they'll be playing songs that they'll be centered towards, FMBs and stuff like that, Um, I had a headache and asked him to turn it down, but he wouldn't. So I reached over and turned it down. He turned it back up as high as it would go. I reached over again and turned it back down. That's when he grabbed my fingers, twisted them, and bit them backwards. I thought he broke them. My fingers were swollen and I couldn't bend them the next day. Y'all see how abusive it gets real quick over the radio. When we got home, he continued to yell and argue with me as I was collecting my belongings. So they get angry when you're leaving, y'all. So you can't take it. You see what I'm saying? They're just like, oh, you're not gonna run away from this. You're gonna take this verbal, emotional, physical beatdown. When I turned my back to him and walked towards my dog's crate, he grabbed the back of my neck. I turned to try to break his grip. I was now facing him and he grabbed my neck with both hands, applying pressure. He picked me up on my neck and slammed me on the couch. He apologized, saying it wouldn't happen again, so I stayed. So with that right there, y'all, with the hand, I always say, with the hands around the throat, when the hands go around the throat, you're 700% more likely to meet your maker. I'll say it like that. They're 700% more likely to send you to meet God face to face. You and God will. You won't have to pray anymore. Let's just say it like that. And then so I stayed. So that's in April. So in October of the same year, we went out to a pool hall and everything was going great. He started an argument about the Halloween party we were planning for his kids. He got upset with me because the invitation haven't gone out yet. The invitation were his responsibility, by the way. I told him I wasn't going to argue with him in public and I would wait for him in the truck. The ride home was completely silent. Yeah. So y'all, silent rage is a real thing. A lot of narcissistic people will be silent. They don't have to yell and scream at you, y'all. Silence is just as bad sometimes because they will absolutely be silent rage. They'll be so mad and angry that they won't talk. They'll ignore you. They'll pretend like you don't exist on the way home and things like that. So they will absolutely treat you like you don't exist, like you don't matter in these spaces. Got home. I went inside. He stayed out in the truck. This is when I decided I was done and wanted to end the relationship. I gathered his things and placed them in the kitchen. When he came inside, I asked him to leave. I can already tell this about to explode. He didn't say anything and started collecting his things very slowly, moving items around, unzipping, rezipping his bag. So he's just trying to make some noise right now. So in this space right here, he's probably thinking that you're going to ask him to stay. He's in this space right here. He's probably, oh, I'm going to keep making noise and being annoying, and she'll ask me to stay. If I keep doing all this stuff right here, she's going to ask me to stay. I asked him again to leave. Oh, you did. So you didn't ask him to stay, and gave him the option to make sure I didn't forget any of his stuff. I was holding my phone in front of me, and this is when he said, "What are you calling the cops on me?" Before I knew it, he was on me. Yep, exactly. Hopped on it quick as hell. He took my phone, threw it, grabbed me by my neck again, began choking me, and threw me to the ground. The attack continued for a few minutes. I was able to get away and retrieve my phone. Good for you. Good fighter. She's a fighter. Good. I like good fight. Fight for your life. Shit. I ran to my bedroom, locked the door, and hid in the bedroom. I began to call 911 when he broke the door down. Oh, yeah. He grabbed my phone again before I could press send and grabbed me by my neck and began choking me. Oh, he lost his damn mind. He really done lost his mind. I don't remember what happened after that, so she blacked out. I do remember ending up back in the living room. I could feel the blood on my face as he was still attacking me. When he finally got off of me, I was able to get my police radio and call for help. He looked at me and said, "Oh, did you really just do that? I have kids." So he left before law enforcement got there. So did you really just call the police on me for beating your ass? I have kids. Yeah. So in this space right here, and I know a lot of victims of abuse, they get into that mindset that I don't want to ruin their life. Like he just said, I got kids. Yeah, fuck him. Fuck them. They are ruining their own lives. He didn't have to put his hands on your throat. He didn't have to choke you. He didn't have to make you bleed. But now, oh, you really just call the police on me? I got kids. Fuck you. No. I get angry. I'm sorry. Um, I was taken to the hospital where I got medical treatment for my injuries and met with detectives. I had to give a taped statement due to the charges being a felony. They issued a warrant for him. Good for you. Be safe though, y'all. Be good for you. Um, the following day, he sent me a text which came through my watch. He messaged, "I'm so sorry for the way things got between us. I hate it happens because I do love you with all my heart. I stayed out in the car for a couple minutes last night so I could collect myself and tell you I was sorry for making you so upset with me. I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to do that either." Why would he message me that? Does he not realize he almost killed? So he's right here. So he didn't mention what he did to you. You see right there? It seems apologetic, but he never mentioned what he did to you. So this is him just trying to say, "Oh, I'm sorry for everything." This is blanket statement, non-apology right here. There's him just, "Oh, I'm trying to be apologetic." Shout out to you for 4 weeks no contact. I saw you. Um, he ended up turning himself in my police department, which had nothing to do with the incident. My department was not the agency that filed the charges, so I didn't understand that. So there's him just like, "I turned myself in. I'm trying to take accountability. I turned myself in." I spent the rest of the weekend in constant fear, but close friends stayed with me and assisted with me. Oh, good for your friends. She got cameras. So Halloween was the hearing for the final injunction for protection against domestic violence. He didn't see me in the courtroom at first, but when he did, he moved to where we were both in line of sight of each other. Why did he do that? Well, I'm gonna answer that when she come out here. When they called our case, the judge asked if I was still seeking the injunction. I held back tears and answered yes. Good for you. I was terrified to even be there next to him. That was one of the hardest things I ever had to do. The judge asked if he objected to the ejection. He said he then stated, "What am I supposed to do when I want a future with her, but yet she wants this? So how can I eject?" Why would he say that? I broke down right there. The judge granted it for a year. So shout out to her for sending it in, y'all. That's a very powerful story. Good survival. Good, impressive strength for just being strong enough to face him down in the courtroom. That's impressive. Like seriously, that's impressive. So
I'm gonna
we're gonna
introduce
bring her on now. So,
Heather. There we go.
shout out to Heather. Thank you for coming on, Heather. Damn, that was So I intentionally don't read all the stories. I like to get a gist of it, and good for you for surviving that because that is scary as hell. And even in court, you saw him at the end try to come up and just like, what am I supposed to do? I want a future with her, but this is what she wants, so I'm gonna respect it. No, that's still him trying to play the victim, like he's losing something here, like he didn't do anything to deserve this, and the only thing he did was try to love you. You see in that space right there? He tried to get in it. He wants to. You ask the question like, why would he get in your line of sight? Because he wants you to see his emotions. He wants you to feel it. He wants you to feel how he wants you to feel his eyesight and how his eyes are burning in his face. Like he wants you to feel that he feels bad for what he did, but he don't. That's him trying to him trying to emotionally manipulate you. This is very similar to when people break up and they want to meet you face to face. Like if you're gonna break up with me, do it face to face. Do it face to face so I can see, so you can see my face. They wanted to see you. They wanted to see you face to face, so that you can see how hurt they are. But they're not hurt because of what they did to you. They're hurt because of being held accountable and things like. I'm glad he can go to jail. That's kind of wild to me. He didn't get locked up. He just got an order of protection. That's good for the order of protection, but I feel like some charges should be pending right now. This is recent too. It's a couple weeks ago, isn't it?
Yeah, and they are. They're he turned himself. They did a warrant for his arrest for the felony charges, and he turned himself in on that warrant, and then they let him out like not even 24 hours later.
So he turned himself into the correct police department.
Yeah, so I guess he found out that he had a warrant because they were looking for him, and then he came to my police department and turned himself in, which was weird, but and then they took him to jail. So
yeah,
he has arraignment on the 14th for the charges.
So on the 14th?
Yeah, on the 14th he'll have arraignment.
Okay, yeah. So what happens in this space right here? I'll tell you. So I know it's a protection order. So he's not supposed to be contacting you. Some way, shape, or form, he'll probably try to get in contact with you. They always tend to try to get in contact with you in these spaces, so that they can try to like manipulate the situation. In that space right there, he'll try to get in contact with you in order to try to just be like, you know what? Please, like somebody, it might not be him directly, it'll be somebody that knows him or somebody is just in this space, somebody that's in the orbit of y'all relationship, or an anonymous message or something like that to try to get you to drop the charges or see where he's coming from because he has kids. He already said he already played his trump card. He already played that card. You know,
Yeah.
he already dropped that card out there. Just like, I got kids, you gonna do this to me? So he might send you a family picture with him and his kids smiling at the park or something like that. You know, just like, you know, last time playing with the kids, if I go down the river, thanks to just for love. You know, he didn't want to go down for abuse and stuff like that. But so yeah, just keep pressing the charges, but be safe. I know it's a scary thing to be doing this in this situation, and I applaud you for doing it. Because it's scary as hell. Because like I said, I'm just telling you, a lot of people don't live to tell the tale for what you experience. You know, a lot of people don't live to tell the tale. They just like it just happens. You know, they don't. Everybody doesn't survive that situation. But kudos to you for fighting and surviving, and kudos to you for as well for, you know, continuing to press the charges, because like if you don't do it, he'll do it again. I promise you will. He'll escalate because then he'll feel like, oh, I got off scot-free. You know, nothing happened to me. You know, so she understands that part of it was her fault. You know I did what I did, but part of this was her fault. Part of this contributed to her. You know, so they did it as well.
Do you
So
feel that way, Heather? Like part of it's your fault?
I was. It's been a roller coaster of emotions, but yeah, like you start thinking, you know, well, what if I wouldn't have said this, or what if I would have just, you know, gone along, you know, with whatever. So, but I'm slowly getting out of that, you know, mindset, because what he did was wrong. He would have killed me that night. I believe that wholeheartedly if I wouldn't have gotten to my radio. So,
yeah. So are you a police officer?
yes, sir.
Oh, it's like because you said the police radio. I was like, civilians don't have those just laying around in the bedroom. We're just like, I got to my police radio. I was like, where'd you get that at? And they're just like, I skipped over a line, and I was like, okay, well, shout out to you then. It's like super shout out to you. You are a damn survivor. So kudos to you. Like seriously, because that's powerful. But like what you just said as well, how they will try to make it feel like some of this is your responsibility. You know, like you should have known that those invitations should have went out, even though it was his responsibility for his kids, you know, for his kids. Like they want you to pick up their slack. If you don't pick up his slack, it's somehow your fault. And they do stuff like that. It really is like a wild experience to have. Like, and again, I know just, hey, you officer, you could have put him down. Like it sounds like he's lucky to be here too. He just like, you know, just that is, it sounds like he's lucky to be here, but like that is a wild thing to do. So where did you meet him? I'm just curious. Where did you meet him at?
On a dating app, on Hinge.
Those dangerous dating apps, boy. And dating. So I'll say this, y'all.
Yeah.
Dating apps are the narcissist playground. It just because you can. Most of the dating apps and situations now are based on.
Oh, may have lost him for a second. We're having some internet connection issues. But yes, the dating apps are. Oh, here we
Am
go.
I back?
Okay, you're back now. Here we go.
Okay, sorry. Yeah. So yeah, the dating apps are the narcissist playground because you can pretend to be whoever you want to be on there. Like, I did a one-on-one with a woman a couple of months ago, and she got back on dating apps recently, and she saw her narcissistic ex on there. You know, his dating profile said, "Looking for a kind, emotional woman to meet this emotional man halfway." Just
oh, we lost another connection. We will probably be back soon.
yeah.
Oh, I
I
hear
got
you
chunks in the mouth.
now.
Yeah, it's a lot. Sorry, y'all. But yeah, he was on the apps saying he was looking for a kind-hearted woman.
Yep, another connection disconnect. But yeah, they're also watching your profile to see what you post and to be able to prey on the information that you put out there for them too. So dating apps are very, very dangerous. So watch what you're putting out there too for them to be viewing and reading and learning about yourself. I think you're back now, Lee. I see
Yeah,
you.
I'm back now. I'm just texting people to log something off the Wi-Fi. It does what I see. It keeps cutting out. Sorry, but yeah, because you can pretend to be over whoever you want to be on there. Like you can literally become a new person. Like I said, the woman I talked to very very recently, her ex is on there looking for an emotional woman to meet him halfway, and he was emotionally like a horrible person, like literally very similar, like putting his hands on her and just like looking for somebody who can handle me and just meet me halfway. I'm kind-hearted, I'm emotional. They put what you want to hear. They literally put, they don't put who they are, they put who people think they want to, they put what they think people want to read. You know, they put what they think you're looking for. Now they are, so just the dating app situation is wild. And how long was the relationship? How long did it go? How long did it last?
Almost 2 years.
Oh, it's 2 years. So
Mhm.
so you said 3 months in, he said, "I love you." So did you feel like that was kind of fast?
Yeah.
So I was a little on the fence about that. I was just like, so 3 months, 3 months. It is speedy. It is kind of speedy. I was like, okay, 3 months, because normally, and I've seen this in a couple of studies, it takes about 90 days to get to know somebody for who they really are. You know, so it will make sense that he would say "I love you" 3 months or before, just so he can get that out. So he could then after that he started to reveal his true self. Just like after the 3 month mark is when the kind of mask started coming off, and then started becoming whoever he wanted to pretend to be. Mine said "I love you" after 5 days. Wow. That is a very unique. Wow. So there's another question you had on her too. Let me put it back up real quick. You have any questions for me?
Heather?
Not that I can think of.
Hold on, because you
I think
said
you've already answered it.
Which was
yeah,
why he looked at, or why he made you eye contact with in the courtroom, right?
That was one of them. I think there was another one.
yeah, because I know you said why he made eye contact with you in the courtroom, but also why he sent that message saying that I think it was why he sent that message saying that he wanted to, like, he sent a message saying that he the apologetic message and whatnot of what he was trying to. So yeah, he didn't really apologize in that message. In that message, it seemed like he was just trying to get you to feel a certain type of way, to take accountability for what actually had happened, because he tried to play the victim. He said, I sat in the car for a little while to cool down because I wanted to apologize to you. But he never, true apologies require that actual specificity where they admit to what they actually did wrong, which he absolutely did not do. And I don't think he will ever, like I said, you probably, you got to go to court. So do you have to see him on the 14th when you go to court?
No, I don't think I have to be there. One of the problems here in this county is getting, the state attorney's office to call you back. So I'm not exactly sure what I have to do, because I've never been on this side of it before. I've always been on the other side, putting charges on people for stuff like this.
Yeah.
And so I'm not sure if I have to be there, or, I mean, I don't personally want to be there because I don't want to see him. Like, even just at the injunction hearing it was awful. I didn't want to even be there, but I knew I had to, because it would just give that extra layer of protection, from him coming back around.
Just to make it a little bit more the extra layer of protection. I can't believe even in front of the judge, he tried to play the victim in that space right there when he just said, like, all I want to do is love her, and like she wants to be away from me. Like, that's wild. That is literally being super disconnected from like humanity. This just make it seem like he didn't do anything wrong, but tried to love on you with his hands around your throat. And you and the fact that you blacked out is saying it says a lot right there. Because like it's like he's going to stick to his. I promise you, he's going to stick to his story. So don't be surprised if when you go into court back and forth, if he tries to make it seem like you hit him or you abused him or something. It has something to do with you. He's going to try to make it seem like. Don't be shocked if he tries to make it seem like some reactive abuse situation happened. Like he was only reacting to something that he was only reacting to something that you did to him. Like I was defending myself, or she did this, or he might use your career against you. He might try to use that against you. He might try to be like, oh, she's employed here, so she did this to me, and I had to defend myself. So I don't think he'll take it. He'll take it easy. Because it didn't sound like even in the court case when you were getting a restraining order or whatnot, he didn't admit to what he done wrong. He just said, what you say. He's like, what am I supposed to do when I want a future with her, but yet she wants this? So how can I object? So he made it seem like this. So that's future faking right there. That's like selling you a dream that maybe later on we can get back together, or we can make this happen, or this will somehow be better for us. This will somehow be better for us if she just drops this restraining order. But sometimes you drop it, it does get worse, or they just disappear. But I thought you said you've been on the other side before, so you absolutely you know that will happen because they'll bounce on you, they'll disappear on you and whatnot. So that happens as well. So it just in that space. He said, he said because you. So yeah, people are listening. They said he said because she upset him. Yeah, he's going to blame you. He already laid his alibi down, his motives down. He's like, oh, she did this, so I was only defending myself and whatnot. So he's not gonna make it easy. I just don't see that because you just got it on the 31st of this year. That just happened.
Yeah.
So yeah. So. So what happens sometimes too, I'll say this, is that sometimes they file those retaliatory restraining orders. Yeah, I think they'll file an order of protection against you to try to match your energy or something like that. But I know it does look retaliatory right now because it's so late. It's after yours has already been granted. It's like, oh, I'm gonna file one on her. And then what the hope is that they do in some states, I don't know. In some states, they do the mutual no contact order. We all just both amicably agree to not talk to each other anymore. They're just not contacting each other anymore. But they use that as a reason to come back. They're like, oh, she dropped the charges, so I can come back in her life. I can come back into her space in her zone. Yeah. It is a wild experience, but seriously, big shout out to you for surviving it. That is a very, very tough.
Oh, we lost him again. And and also, Heather, will you give us updates too? Let us know what's going on because since you're in the early stages of this, I think it'll be interesting to hear, what ends up happening through this process for you. So maybe that'll help other people understand like what they can do if they're in the situation and what may or may not happen, and what you've learned, what helped, what didn't help, things like that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I'd be more than happy to.
Okay, well, thank you, and thanks again for coming on and sharing your story. I don't know if Lee has something.
Yeah, so super. Thank you for coming on here. Like seriously, like keep us updated. I'm just and stay safe and just don't like. They don't make it easy. I promise you, they do not make it easy when you try to get away from them.
Yeah.
So you got support. You got support here. Yeah. I love this. So I love this. Yeah, I love this support. I do.
I appreciate it.
Yes, I think
it's gonna be a long journey for sure.
Yeah,
so, it's painful,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I appreciate it. But seriously, thank you so much for coming on, y'all. Shout out to Miss Heather for coming on, y'all. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you. Soon then. We're gonna keep you updated.
Yeah. So sorry, y'all. My internet is funky. I'm not at home right now. My internet is funky. Everybody seems like they playing Fortnite on the internet out here at the like seriously. I can hear them screaming and yelling and whatnot. So thank y'all for tuning in here. Like I said, if y'all on TikTok or Instagram, like I said, we'll do in a few minutes. We're gonna do our Q&A. So if y'all want to hop over to the YouTube channel, it's at Mental Illness on YouTube. If you want to hop over to the YouTube channel, we're doing a Q&A over here in the next few minutes. So y'all can hop over there and ask your questions. The link is in my bio, or you can go to YouTube and just search mental illness or Lee Hammock, and it should pop up. Thank you.
All right, so we got
So
some
what do we have?
voicemails next. If you're ready for some
Yeah,
voice.
voicemail time. It's voicemail time, y'all. Yeah, I love voicemail time. We're about to break down some voicemails too, y'all. So the voicemail number is on the screen. It will be on the screen over here on YouTube as well, y'all. So yeah, okay,
Okay.
I'm ready.
So some of our messages tonight have been some people just wanted to share their stories. So I just want to let you know that too. So there's some questions, some people sharing their stories, and
Okay.
so yeah, feel free to do that as well. So here we go.
Met him in February and I was pregnant in August. The lies just, he kept hiding and saying he's working. So that's why I would not see him as much. I didn't know that he had a whole life with another woman that he claimed to be helping. But then, long story short, I found out that she was also pregnant and have a baby for him while I was pregnant. I was 3 months pregnant when I found this out. I saw a baby picture on his phone, and he denied it, and then later on came clean and said it was a mistake, and also that God sent him to the woman because she's 40 plus and she couldn't have a baby. But I had my eyes open, and one time I found the phone, and I saw all the serial dating app that he's on and cheating, and find out, he has multiple baby mamas. No contact. I'm not even allowing him to see the baby. I told him if he wants to see the baby, he can let me know. Email me, and I can meet up at a restaurant or like a, Wendy's or one of those places. But he's never done that. He wanted to be coming to my house to see, have access to me, and I said no, 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 because again, when I came out of my 13-year plus relationship, I learned about narcissistic people, and I know that they do not change. So, I just kind of take my L, and I'm living my peaceful life, healing, and moving forward in life. Thank you.
So I'm not laughing at her, y'all. I'm laughing at what he said about so he cheated on her with somebody else and got somebody else pregnant, right? He said that God sent him to cheat on his partner with a 40 plus year old woman because she couldn't have. She had been struggling to have kids, so God sent him into her life to get her pregnant. Boy,
He's like
they were.
Jesus squared.
Yeah, yeah. It's just like, God said to sow my seed, and I sowed it. You're not really mad at me. You mad at God, So if you're angry with me, pray on it. If you're so mad at me, pray harder. God got you. You know what I mean? In that space right there. But that does happen here. So you also hear this is how a lot of them, definitely in Nigeria, man. A lot of I saw that. What happens a lot of times in these spaces, there, y'all, is that if y'all have kids with narcissistic people and y'all break up with them, in order to try to hoover you back in, they'll try to come to your house to watch the baby. They will refuse to be in your kid's life unless they can come to your house and watch the kid. It's just like they will like literally. That's probably one of the wildest excuses I've ever heard right there, y'all. God told me to do that. A lot of narcissists are bisexual. So not a lot of narcissists are bisexual. Or some narcissists bisexual. Yeah, not a lot. Some, yes, not a lot. But yeah. So shout out to her for sending that voicemail in. Just be careful because they will absolutely just try to see the kids at your house and not just go anywhere else. So thank you for sending that in.
Hey there, Lee and Jessica. I have a question. On a first date with a gentleman that I met a while back, told me in our, just getting to know one another, that he never had any kind of, men in his life, that he was basically raised by all women, and that he didn't get a hug from a man in his life until he was an adult, and that his father abandoned him. That was all in the introductory, like getting to know you phase at our first date. He was a little bit disheveled, and it was kind of like off-putting to me. I did say, I'm really sorry that all those things happened to you, but after that, it was just downhill from there. So, is that person a narcissist?
So I'm not saying that person is a narcissist per se, but that excuse is wild. To just say I treat you bad because I was raised by all women. I feel like that should make you treat women better. Unless so yes, will people that's on the first date? So will people trauma dump on you? So some people will absolutely try to trauma dump on you on the first date. They will just so you know, I know this is our first. I hope you enjoy your miso soup. I'm about to lay it on you right now. I know you don't know my last name, but I never had a hug from a man till I was grown. And I was raised by all women, so I treat women just horribly. What? That's the first date. You over there, you over there slurping. What? You know, you blowing you blowing your soup out. What happened? Oh, you never got hugged by a man till right now? That's wild, y'all. Somebody said miso soup. but yeah, that is wild. That is a wild mindset to have right there. Like literally, they will trauma dump on you in the first date, and then also give you that's foreshadowing. They go to foreshadow you. That's foreshadowing. Just like, hey, look, just so you know, when I start being abusive, it's because I didn't have any kids around. I ain't have a man to raise me. It was all women. Just it's a warning. So it just happens. I ain't a red flag. No. But it happens though, y'all. So yeah, shout out to her for sending that in. Yeah, watch out for the early trauma dumping. They will back the dump truck or trauma up to your doorsteps and dump it in your front door. Yeah.
Hi, so my husband has been trickle truthing me about cheating has been happening over about a decade. We've been married for 10 years, together for 12, been cheating the whole time, and I've been trying to get the full truth out of him so we can move on, but he keeps trickle truthing and giving one story here, one story there, and then changing the stories. And one of the biggest things that we argue about that I was wondering about was his memory. He says he keeps forgetting things that I feel like anyone should remember. For example, one time, and he told me in the middle of a work day, he went over to a girl's house and with the intention to have sex with her, but he ended up having sex with her roommate instead because the original girl had to go to work. But he claims that he doesn't remember how he was able to hook up with the roommate. Like, I keep asking what their relationship was, that they were able to do that. Was there a conversation with the first girl? Like, did he ask if he could stay at the and he claims he doesn't remember these things. So, yeah, I'm just wondering if that sounds typical of a lie, or are things like this something that people should remember? Thanks.
I took my glass off for this one, y'all. So drip. So give me one. Look, you get one drip of cheating, and you got to fucking bounce. Like no, like if you you've been cheating for 10 years. You never like. He's never going to tell you the truth. Why would he? The truth does not benefit him here. Why would he tell you the truth? You know what I mean? No, he does. No, he doesn't have amnesia. He knows exactly what happened. So he can remember fucking a roommate, but can't remember how he did it. You know what? I just cannot remember how I slept with that girl. Just weird. I went over there to sleep with this one girl. So he already told you he went over there with the intention of cheating on you with one person, but fuck somebody else. No. No, you don't. Yo, you know the truth. You know you've been cheated on. You have to act on it. So now it gets to this point. This is gonna sound harsh, but you can't blame him for being him anymore. You really can't. This is on if because you can't blame him for being him because he's not going to tell you the truth. He don't have amnesia. He knows exactly what he's been doing. It's just like, how did you get over to that girl's house to cheat on me? It was just like, I don't know. I just went over there and just woke up, my pants were down, and I had a condom on. I don't know what happened. Like, I don't know. I don't have no idea how I got that condom on. Just know he knows. He just don't want to tell you because, like, why would he tell you? He don't have to tell you because I feel like you kind of made it. You've made it known that you're not going to leave him unless he tells you the full truth. So why would he tell you the full truth if he can get all of the benefits of a relationship and still go ahead and cheat? And that's just be being realistic. After you know who they are, you can't blame them for being them, y'all. You can't blame them for being them anymore. Like, you know who he is. Like, he's a cheater. Like, you can't blame him for cheating now. He's like, you have to act on it. What are you going to do now? What's your reaction? Like, he gives me drip truth. He told me he cheated on me, and that's all I know. Like, why do you want to know the graphic details? Like, are you writing a romance novel that you need? Why do you need the graphic details? Like, you don't need a confession when you know the truth. You have to act on it because when you put I know it sounds mean, y'all, but this is about self-empowerment. It's just like, if you are waiting on this person to give you the whole story, you'll be waiting forever until what happens is he leaves her. He gonna leave her. Like, that's what's gonna happen. He gonna leave her. He gonna leave you for somebody else. You be like, what happened? I didn't know you were gonna leave. It's just like, are you really shocked? Because he knows that he's a cheater. But like I said, this is about self-empowerment because once you you can't blame him anymore because if you're blaming him, he has all the power. So now it's just like, why am I staying with this person? What is keeping me here? Look internally right now to take your power back in this space right here because you can't blame him for being him anymore. Like, being realistic, that's rough. That's rough because he gonna play with her for the rest of her life. I promise you. If he's been cheating for 10 years and you know about it, you got 10 more in you. You got 10 more in you. You have a 10 piece in you. That's a dime. That's a dime of cheating right there, y'all.
Right.
So
this story, she just kind of gives her full scenario of abuse with her narcissist. So I'm gonna go ahead.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, where do I begin? My story is so long. Married to someone for 5 years. Love bombed me at first. I thought this was my soulmate, and we were blended family. And then the devaluing started when there was problems, especially with his girls, and it just went down from there. He is definitely narcissistic tendencies, and he cannot take accountability for anything he does. I even got sick during our marriage, got cancer, and he would call me names. He would belittle me. There's so much I could go into, but he is just definitely all about ego, his image, his girls that he has. That's his image too, is an extension of himself, and it's a very meshed family. And I became the enemy. And when I met him, he had an ex-wife who he had called a psycho. That should have been a red flag for me. And then telling me that she was like a terrible mom, she was horrible, and she had moved away to a different country, and now I know why. He was physically abusive with me, hit me 3 times, mentally, majorly abusive. And anytime I would try to bring things up to him that bothered me, it was like, you're the problem, you did this, you did that. He was so good at mental gymnastics, unbelievably good at manipulation. And over time, this mental abuse, you start believing that you are the problem because the things that they bring up are relevant and things that maybe you have done in the relationship. But it was just crazy. My kids became afraid of him. He was like, would throw things. He would punch walls. I just told him it's over. Called me 110 times, called me 55 times. He's definitely obsessive and has me concerned because he has a gun and there's been stuff like that. So yes, it's a lot, and I'm just on the other side of it. Thanks for listening.
She said she's on. So did she say she is? I don't. Did she's out of that?
She's on the other side of it. Yeah, she's leaving it. He's been calling her and bothering her because she's decided to go no contact. So he's now calling her.
Yeah, the gun. Yeah, people shout out to my TikTok folks. The gun. Yes, the gun. People are scary as hell, y'all. They're being realistic. They will use physical intimidation, mental intimidation, and things like that. But y'all, please don't take this the wrong way. But when they put their hands on you and you take accountability, you take responsibility for it in the mind of a toxic, abusive ass person. I'm not gonna use the word narcissist here. In the mind of a abusive person right here, they think it's okay now. You see, it gets into that space where just like, oh, I hit this person and they took accountability for me hitting them, so maybe I can hit them again. So that's why I tell people the physical abuse escalates. It gets worse. It almost always gets worse, y'all. And I know, and like I said, in the mental gymnastics happen, you actually start thinking it's your fault. You're like, damn, it is my fault. I got hit because of this. Like maybe I shouldn't have said this. Maybe I should have did this. Maybe I took it too far. Maybe I said the wrong thing here. Maybe it is my fault. So it gets into your head. Yeah, I absolutely understand that it does get into some people's heads. And it's true, but you have to be as safe as possible. And no matter how much, no matter how much damage that they do to you, when you leave them, a lot of them will try to get you back so they can continue to damage you because they think that you belong to them. They think they own you, like you are my property now. So that does happen a lot as well. So shout out to her for getting out of that, being safe and strong. But leaving is the start of the battle sometimes, y'all, because sometimes they do escalate when you leave. They don't want you to be with anybody else. They can get extremely scary. So shout out to her, y'all. Be safe. Like God. With the gun. God, that's so scary.
Mm-hmm. Okay, here we go.
Hi, this is Liz Lopez, and I just wanted to have a question. Maybe you guys could play on your podcast, but my initial question is, why do I keep attracting narcissists? Because it seems in every relationship that I keep having these attributes from men that are all about themselves or have these characteristics. So what are the ways that I can figure out red flags, and that way I can make sure I don't attract these type of men going forward? And why are they attracted to me? So that is my question. Thank you so much, Constance, for doing what you do. Much appreciated, and God bless you and your family.
So I can't tell you how to stop. So why they're attracted to you? You might be a beautiful person. I don't know what you you didn't send a picture in with your voicemail. But I'm just joking. But it's not about attracting narcissists, y'all. You're going to attract a lot of people. You just are. Sometimes it's about picking a narcissist. Like if you've chosen 3, 4, 5 narcissistic people in your life, ask yourself, what is similar between these people that you keep picking? Because you're going to attract narcissistic people. You just are. You know what I mean? You really are. It might be their confidence. Like somebody on TikTok, somebody YouTube, or somebody on Instagram. So yeah, you might be attracted to their confidence, their bravado, whatever it is. Like, what is it about this person that you are attracted to? I feel like this is this is when you got to look internally. This is when like you got to turn the mirror on yourself. Like, what is it about me that I'm looking at these people? They might be charming as hell. They might stand out in the crowd. It's just like you, and that be the narcissist. You like duck, 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 narcissist. Like you playing duck, duck, goose with a narcissist. You just pick them. Sometimes you pick them, yo. I feel like this when you got to get into that space. Like sometimes it's not necessarily about attracting them or picking them. It's about getting rid of them quickly, spotting them quickly, so you don't waste time. Setting boundaries. Like if you want to stop attracting narcissists or stop, get them out of your orbit, set a boundary. Hard boundaries. When I say hard boundaries, don't bend your boundaries or have your boundaries be flexible because you think somebody is attractive. That's y'all. I don't know. Yeah, your boundaries don't have flexible boundaries. I don't care how good somebody look. They got abs. They got a nice set of cheeks on them. I don't care what it is. Like if they, duck, duck, narc. Yes, you playing duck, duck, narc. But don't flex your boundaries. Say no. Be open to criticizing. Give people constructive criticism. Say no to people. Just like, hey, I'm uncomfortable with that. Set a boundary. Be comfortable with yourself. And like that repels narcissistic people. If you can say no to people, if you're a yes person or you have a lot of empathy, If you have a problem saying no, buckle your seatbelt up because you're going for a bumpy ride. You might be a crash test dummy in a toxic relationship vehicle. Buckle it up, double seatbelt, like clap, clap, both sides, strap in.
I know you say this often too. The raise your standards, I think, is the other
Yeah,
thing.
that's the easiest thing to do, y'all. Y'all, when you raise your standards, this like so. If my standards are low, what I accept, and I raise my standard, look, I'm gonna float up here anyway. I'm above y'all now. I floated up here now. You're gonna if you raise your standards, you're going to elevate yourself above toxic, narcissistic people. I'm not talking about money wise, because you go like Lee, I'll just go after people with more money. Y'all think narcissists are broke? You can get you a rich narcissist gonna fuck your life up. Like, Lee, I found me a narcissist. I found me a rich person. He just as toxic as the broke one. He just
Maybe even
just,
more dangerous sometimes.
yeah, be more dangerous. Y'all, I'd rather cry I'd rather cry in Paris than at home in the backyard. No, they'll leave you in Paris. They will leave your ass stranded in Paris.
Mm-hmm.
You be crying alone in the street in Paris by yourself. Don't do that. It happens. So just be careful regardless. Just raise your standards, y'all. Like, seriously.
Well, that's all the voicemails for tonight. Maybe we could do some rapid fire. We got a lot of rapid fires tonight. So
Yeah. So we're about to do a rapid fire Q&A over on YouTube. So if y'all on TikTok watching or Instagram watching, thank y'all for tuning in. But hop over to the YouTube. Hop over to the YouTube. And we'll try to get some questions. I gotta put my glasses back on. I took them off earlier. I put them back on.
Thank you, Sarah, for the super sticker.
Yeah, Sarah. Shout out to Sarah for the super sticker. Appreciate it. Thank you for supporting the channel. And she became a member. Double thanks. Double thanks. Shout out to Lloyd's Creations for joining the YouTube memberships as well. We have some more members join. Okay. Jan Rob says, why is one reason to not hoover? I guess narcissists miss the supply. So I'm kind of confused by that question a little bit. One reason the narcissists don't hoover you, I mean, sometimes they don't think their pride and ego don't have to. Their pride and ego is in a way it won't let them reach out. But sometimes they don't think they might think they can't get you back. It's like might be a waste of time. To me, I'm my pride and my ego. Sometimes I'm just like, you know what? No. So Facebook people, you don't have to go to YouTube. Facebook people, you're still Pablo R. So thanks. So can they hoover long distance or will they give up on all accounts? So long distance hoovers are very unique because that's when they start doing media stuff. You know what I mean? That's when they start doing social media things like that. Like, seriously. They just start creating fake social media profiles, emailing you, texting you, creating fake phone numbers. Yeah, they can hoover you long distance as well, y'all. Somebody just asked me what my weaknesses are. Hold that question right there. So, yeah, why would I tell y'all my weaknesses? I'm gonna list off my strengths real quick. No, I'm just joking. You bring it back up, just sorry. I just saw that come up. Like, what are your weaknesses? Like, here's a list of my strengths. Do narcissists resort to outrageous lies to harm the ones they don't like or envy? Yeah, I mean, yes. This typically people will refer to that as a smear campaign. They will absolutely lie to ruin your life. If you hurt my feelings, I will try to ruin your life. That's how it goes sometimes, y'all. Seriously. Kaylin Longwood, she says, my ex, just because I yelled at him at a concert, he left me at the concert, went to my house to get his shit and left. WTF, and now he's giving me the complete silent treatment. What does this mean? In the past, he did the same thing where he would leave and the relationship didn't come back. This has happened so many times. Why does he do this? First of all, he does it to teach you a lesson and being realistic, y'all, because you allow it. Yeah, this is what you allow is what will continue, y'all. If he can leave and throw a hissy fit, go get his shit and dip, and then come back later, he's gonna keep doing that. Why wouldn't he? What you allow is what will continue. When you stop allowing it, it won't happen anymore. I promise you. We're just like, hey, look, if you get your shit this time and leave, don't come back. I think she's playing with me. And then, baby, I'm ready to come back home. doo-doo-doo. We're sorry. The number you called had been disconnected or no longer in service. If they hear that, let them talk to Verizon. Let them talk to Verizon or T-Mobile. Let them talk to the operator. They're not talking to you. I'm gonna call this girl real quick. Doo-doo-doo. We're sorry. The number you connected is no longer in service. Let them talk to your phone service operator, not you.
That reminds me of, for some reason, that video you made where you jumped the fence. It's like, I think the narcissist workout. You like jump the fence, and then you come back in.
You sure you won't break up with me? Yeah, I remember that.
Oh, made me laugh. All right.
Yeah. How do I get my narc back? Why? So again, this is one of them situations. You got to turn that mirror on yourself. Like, why do I want them back? Why do I want them back? Ask yourself that question right there. Why do you want them back? Because if you in an abusive relationship, you have to ask yourself, why do you want to go back into the abuse? You know what I mean? It's just in that space right there. So I do I understand wanting your ex back? Yeah, I definitely understand it, y'all, because it's okay to miss somebody that treated you badly. That's understandable. This is not me trying to judge you and just be like, oh no, don't go back. Ask yourself, like, what are you looking for if you go back? You know what I mean? What are you looking for when you go back in that space right there? So look that mirror, flip it on yourself, like mirror on the wall. Why do I want to go back into this toxic relationship? Ask yourself, seriously.
Yeah,
I didn't see that question.
They were like the same question, so I was throwing them up there at the same time. Is it worth being with these people?
Oh, is it worth it being with these people? I feel again, y'all. I feel like that. Is it worth it for you? You know what I mean? Is it worth it for you in that space right there? Is it normal on narcissists to mix the original story? So yes, y'all, they will mix in little bits of the truth. They will sprinkle in drip truth. They will sprinkle in a little bit of truth into a lie just to make it believable. They'll be cheating on you with a coworker in a hotel room, but just say, hey, look, I talked to a person at work. I have a friend at work that works at a hotel. You see what I'm saying? There's a little truth there. They have a friend at work, but that's it right there. So that does happen in that space though, sometimes. How is your relationship with your wife? So I feel like that question right there is when people ask that question, they're asking to try to how to make it work with your partner. If I told my wife to come here and talk to y'all, she can't. She is not the narcissist whisperer, if that's what you're asking. She can't give you advice on how to make your narcissistic person go to therapy. She's not gonna come in here and just like, look, guys, I'm gonna tell you exactly what to do. Do this. No, she can't. There's no tips and tricks she can give you out, because really, I literally work on myself. I go to therapy. I work on myself. I'm better overall because I choose to actively go to therapy. I choose to actively put the work in. It's like, I'm not saying our relationship is normal, but it's, it works because I do absolutely work on myself. Like my wife was actually she came on here last week. She talked to people last week. No,
For the
but yeah, she can't like
members only page. She pops in every once in a while. So.
Oh yeah, when we do the members only, so we'll be back to doing the members only next week. She comes in on the members only lives after the normal shows, y'all. After the live, she answers questions and stuff like that too, though. I'm so angry with my narcissist. Why not? You're a human being. Why not be angry, y'all? I feel like some people just, anger is a normal human emotion, y'all. It really is. Like, you can be angry. Jessica, were you mad at your ex for doing that bullshit he did? Yes.
I'm still mad.
You can be angry.
I can still feel mad. I still feel mad sometimes about what he did. I still feel mad.
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
Continues to do. So yeah.
Yeah, you're a human being. That's why why am I angry? Like, because you're a human being. Like, what is this? Why this, like, actually, why is this water coming from? Why my dog died? What is this water leaking from my face? Why am I crying? Like, you're a human being. Yeah, you're a human. It's okay to be mad. You can be mad as hell. People cheat, they lie, they steal, they hurt you. That you can be mad. Seriously, it's okay to be angry. How you handle the anger? Yeah, handle the anger well. No, don't just handle those emotions well. You know me.
Not always easy either. Not easy.
Yeah, exactly. It is not easy right there. I promise you, it's not. Um, shout out to Christy Love for joining the membership. Seriously, thank you so much. Like I said, we'll be back, and Sylvia as well. Thank you for joining the membership. Yeah, we'll be back to doing a live show next week. I promise. So we're back doing the after show. Tanya, I thought it was my fault too. He was so good at the manipulation. Like I literally felt like I wasn't smart enough to date him. If that makes sense, he made me so confused. Yeah. So in these spaces right here, I've seen. So this is a crazy thing right here. I've seen some of the most educated, smart, attractive people in the world end up with narcissistic people that are like, for lack of a better word, beneath them financially, looks wise, career wise, literally everything. And they make you feel like you're not worthy of them because this right here, y'all, this right here, they get to talking and they start putting you down subtly. You see what I'm saying? They just, oh, I don't care if you got degrees are for stupid people. Only you needed a degree to make yourself feel better. You're a narcissist for getting a degree. They start to beat you down over time, y'all. Literally like a hand puppet. It gets toxic. Seriously. But why? Jay and Robbie, you asking a lot of questions. I can't. So some of this I can't really. Why damage is their thinking if they are receiving love? Why do they want to hurt? It just so they don't know how to receive love, y'all. I just feel like in that space right there, they don't know. Narcissistic people don't know how to receive love correctly. They struggle with it a lot. You know, they don't know how to give love or receive love correctly. They like typically the only emotions you really experience in narcissists once the relationship progresses is anger. You know, anger, vengeance, and stuff like that. So shout out to Colleen for joining the memberships as well, y'all. Colleen, welcome to the channel memberships. But yeah, so it gets into that space right there, y'all, where that does happen quite a bit, where you know it's just part of the struggle, part of the dynamic of living life with a narcissistic person. You know, really is. It is 16 days no contact. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. One day no contact is tough. So 16 days is extremely amicable. I mean, extremely admirable. Anger is fear with the mask on. Yay, good. That was good. So if you see that on the tweet, who put?
Oh, I lost it already. Anger is. It went away. Oh, lost Lee for a second. He'll be back. I like this too, Susan. Make a list of everything you did. Pull it back up. Pull it back up when you're feeling those feelings.
It's really not kicking back on.
Yep, there we go. You're back.
Nah, that's why we're not doing the late night tonight, the after show, because my internet keeps flicking on and off, y'all.
This is the last question for the night, by the way, Lee.
Have you ever been trauma bonded, Lee? Catherine, then we just talk about this in the comment section of YouTube the other day. So can narcissistic people be trauma bonded? So if narcissists can be trauma bonded, I would say yes, I was trauma bonded to somebody before, and I was trauma bonded to another narcissist. Yeah, my narcissist versus narcissist story will be up on my YouTube channel this week. It's actually this week. The video is coming out this week. I posted it about when two narcissists get together. It's coming up in the next couple of days. So yeah, I think narcissistic people can get trauma bonded, and it's extremely toxic, y'all. I'm a narcissist anyway, but being trauma bonded to another narcissist that is torturous and just as evil as she wanted to be, you know, she had a little dash of devil in her. You know what I mean? I just had a little sprinkle of devilishness in her. You know, she had a little salt bay with the devilishness. You know, she was a little devil. Yes.
I have a follow-up to that. So can you be trauma bonded to somebody who isn't a narcissist? Could there still be that?
So I would think so. I mean, I would think so because like trauma, you know, traumatic relationship. I feel like narcissists experience trauma too. I also think you can be trauma bonded to somebody you're not in a relationship with. I think you can be a friend. You mean a parent? You can be trauma bonded to your parents. You know, just in that space right there. So I feel like that can happen as well.
I'll grab these.
Why did my ex send me a diamond ring in the mail? No note, no contact, hoovering. Any unwanted contact is a hoover. And I would go get those stones checked. You know, if they send it in the mail, unless they were from Zales or, you know, or K Jewelers or something like that with a receipt attached to it. I would take it to the pawn shop. I was like, what can I get for this? I'm like, oh, this glass. Like, so I'm just saying, no note, no nothing. There's that person trying to hoover you, and that person wants you to reach out to them. They send this stuff in the mail like that. They want you to reach out to them. They want you to contact them. They want you to, did you send me this ring? No. Who else would send you? You guys, you got anybody else that would send you a ring? You say you open it. You say you open it up right there. You open yourself up to. That's some cubic. If that might, like I said, it might be some glass. You know what I mean? No, not a mail order ring. Mine cheat on me with married person. Yeah, some married narcissistic people will go after other married people because they have stuff to lose. Some narcissists will only cheat on you with people that have things to lose because they don't want you to feel like you have any kind of control over them. So a married narcissist might only cheat with other married people, or a single narcissist might only cheat with married people because that person has something to lose. It's like, oh, you can't ruin my life if you you gonna tell on me. I'm telling you, fuck it. We won't. We both can get divorced, and we both not. I'm not gonna be with you then. Fuck you. So that can happen too. Why am I trauma bonded to a deceased narcissist? He controls me from the grave. His son shot. It's you. Do you remember her from last week? No. I think I was live. Shout out to Heart over here. I think I was live just randomly this week, and she told me her story. Her ex's son was abused by him and grew up and shot him. Because I feel like in that space right there, you might be trauma bonded to him because you didn't get closure from it. It's just like it ended abruptly, not by your hand right there. I just feel like it ended so abruptly. So sometimes you gotta, get your closure. You have to give yourself closure in this situation. I'm not telling you to go to his grave, and I don't know if you want to go to his grave site and talk to him because I don't know how well that would go for you. You got there screaming at a tombstone, just, I don't know. Sometimes you write you a letter, mail it to yourself, burn it, tweet and delete. I'm not saying go to the cemetery and just cuss them out because you look weird out there just cussing like fuck you. Could that help?
That work?
It might work. You might go out there in the cemetery just screaming, letting it out your system. You have to get out your system. So hope that helps right there. No more questions.
Yeah, that's all we got for tonight.
All right. So we have we got the video.
Oh yeah, so I have my favorite video of the week, and then we'll go ahead and wrap this up. This is my favorite video of the week.
It's a beautiful day to watch the kangaroos hop at the zoo. Oh my God, what are you doing here? Don't be alarmed. I'm just here to watch the kangaroos hop and maybe hop back into your life. Oh my God, you're blocked on everything. How did you find me here? You should really stop tagging your location on your Instagram. I have a fake page that I follow you on. Oops. So you're stalking me from a fake page? Like, oh my God, leave me alone. I promise to leave you alone. If you give me another chance, just give me another chance. I've given you too many chances. Why? What is it going to take for you to leave me alone? First of all, stop raising your voice. You're going to upset the little birds over here. Second of all, just 10 chances is not enough. I'm going to call the police and get you arrested. We're in the middle of nowhere. I'll be long gone before the police get here. Please leave me alone. Please. Let's just walk the trail together, and maybe, just maybe, you'll walk back into my life. Let me walk back into your life. Wait, aren't you married? I don't care if I'm married. I always have room for you in my life. What?
Oh man.
I was actually at the zoo when that happened. I filmed that. It was just random. But I remember my wife and they was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I gotta film this." Y'all just keep walking. Just keep walking. Walk. I'll walk back into your life and whatnot.
Don't upset the birds. Quick, keep it down. Don't upset the birds.
Yeah, you upset the little birds right there. Like they tweet. They're little birds over there tweeting. So yeah. So shout out to everybody for joining in tonight, y'all. It's like, if y'all don't know, I got my kids book. It's still available on Amazon. It's doing really good on Amazon too, y'all. My kids book is called Remember It's Not Your Fault. It's available on Amazon. This is a good conversation starter to have tough conversations with your kids about boundaries, telling the truth, divorce, and all kinds of situations like that. It's like the number 4 book on Amazon for children's divorce book. So it's doing pretty good on Amazon, y'all. Children's divorce and things like that. So if y'all are, let's say it's called Remember It's Not Your Fault, is available on Amazon right now. It is, it's doing pretty good. So if y'all want to check it out, it's on Amazon. Remember It's Not Your Fault. It looks like this. It helps you talk to your kids about abuse and situations like that. So shout out to y'all for tuning in and whatnot, y'all. Seriously, appreciate y'all for being here.
Thank you guys. So we'll see you guys next week. And I think, what's our topic for next week?
What do we decide on? I have two. We have a couple. Hold on, give me 1 second.
What was it?
I got a couple. We so we are doing. I think we are doing a Thanksgiving episode, y'all. So we're going to talk about how narcissists and holidays. That's one that's coming up, y'all. Narcissists around holidays. So Thanksgiving is coming up.
Please send in your story on how a narcissist ruined your Thanksgiving. If you guys will send that in for it won't be next week, but it'll be the following week for Thanksgiving. That would be great. Ready to go.
So next week we have narcissist and a lack of empathy.
That's right.
So narcissist, lack of empathy. How did the narcissist show you lack of empathy in your relationship space? How did that manifest itself? So if y'all want to send in a voicemail, you will send in a voicemail to 855-432-5637, or you can send in your story to wavingtheredflagshow@gmail.com. So waving the red flag show at gmail.com, or let's say you can leave us a short voicemail at 855-432-5637. Send it in. We'll break it down next week, y'all. Same time next week, 6 p.m. Pacific time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll be back at home, so we will be doing the after show next week. I'm pretty sure my wife will hop on there and do a little Q&A in the after show next week. So for the channel memberships and whatnot, y'all, for channel members and whatnot. So it's called Club Lee. So Club Lee. We party. I'm just here to party. But seriously, y'all, thank y'all for tuning into another episode. I truly appreciate y'all. See y'all next week. Waving the red flag with your